damn, like, this ain't it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie. This channel is usually about raising myself while I'm raising my 3-year-old daughter, and then just all the things in between. But we are also moved on to anything beauty, anything lifestyle, anything cute. You know what I mean? Like, whatever I want to feel like talking about is what I'm going to talk about on this channel. If you are not new here, thank you guys for rocking with me. Y'all, we are doing so much progress on this channel. Like, I have been at this for 10 months, I want to say, but for real, like, committed to this for the last 5 or 6 months, and I have jumped so many new supporters on here. I have really gotten like so many views on my older videos, and then like you guys see where I am now. So I really feel like the progress has been made together, and I'm just really happy where things are going. And I plan to continue to stay as consistent as possible so I can continue to grow my channel and then continue to grow with you guys. So if you're noticing that I'm like looking at 2 different places, I also got a new camera because your girl had to upgrade a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to invest in what it is that I'm doing. This is my craft. This is my thing right now. So I definitely wanted to make sure everything I have, you know, makes the experience much better for us. And it definitely does. I have the Sony ZV-1 now. So today I'm actually filming because I want to talk about some life updates. Like, there's just, life is lifing, y'all. It is lifing once again. And I feel like I'm in the throes of a mini depressive moment right now. I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm keeping a bit, you know, like up or whatever, but like,
let me remain positive. This is me being positive.
Y'all, like, if I'm really honest with myself, I am not feeling anything right now. I have no desire to parent. I have no desire to show up for friends, let alone showing up for myself. And I know it's because I'm just tired as hell. Am I supposed to look over here or over here? I don't know what I'm editing. I'll see, I guess. I would say, look at it. So while I'm doing that, I'm actually gonna be making some lunch. So it's gonna be a lunch and chit chat. I'm making this new dish that I saw on Pinterest. Y'all know I live on there. But it just looked so good and pretty simple to make. Okay, it's this dish right here, the Dan noodles. And it keeps starting from the middle. But it doesn't look that difficult to make. It's just like garlic, noodles, hot oil, sesame seeds, whatever. I think I have all those things here, so we're just gonna like get to it. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna get all the ingredients out for this just so we can like get it started while we are chatting. So there's ground beef. These are scallions. You also take sesame oil, black sesame seed, red pepper flakes, soy sauce. I didn't realize I was so out of soy sauce, but I hope that's enough. That should be enough though. Hold on. Hello? So these are our main ingredients here. I'm missing something. There it is. I'm missing minced garlic for this. These are the main ingredients, but you know, we'll season and spice as we go along. Right, so first thing I'm gonna do is boil some water. I'm gonna get the noodles going first. Then I'm gonna put some oil in my Always pan. I've been using this pan like no other. I'm obsessed with it. I mean, it just does really everything, but it also just helps me cook really well. I hate that, you know, in most apartments, whatever, when you're renting, you have it's like the electric stovetops, and I hate cooking on electric stovetops, but this pan has made it like way easier to do so. So I'm just gonna turn that on as well. Not on high though, like a medium high heat, and put some oil in there. And actually, before I touch anything else, I'm gonna wash my hands. But anyway, you guys, yeah, like I've just been really out of it. You know, first things first, well, not first things first, because that's also part of the problem. I feel like lately I've been heavily identifying as mom first, and it is wearing me the hell out, like for real. You know, some of you watch this and you've let me know that you completely identify with having to mom by yourself, with having a parent by yourself. And, you know, we just kind of like commiserate sometimes how it's like, it's not cute whatsoever. It's not fun. It takes away from the joy of parenting for real, because no person is supposed to be interacting with their child 24/7 like that, right? And it's like my daughter goes to school, and you know, we have obviously time during the day that we are away from each other, but it really can feel like not enough. Especially for as long as I've been doing it, just me and her, right? But for real, like I feel like I don't even have the bandwidth to think through all of that all the time, because I'm literally so tired. I recently just hit such a wall with how exhausted I am. Like my brain, I am not present. I feel like I'm being the worst mom ever. Like when I pick her up, I feel like she's instantly annoyed and I'm instantly annoyed. Like I have no patience with anything that she wants or needs. And I don't know if it's because she can feel that I'm over it, so then I don't know, like I just feel like because she maybe can feel that I'm over it, her attitude is all the way up and she's a little bit more demanding, which then makes me shut down more. Y'all, like yesterday, we went to like get bubble tea. I'm thinking I'm doing something nice, like you know, just trying to break away from being on my phone, try to break away from having like an attitude or being frustrated. And so I went to take her to get bubble tea because she's been asking for bubble tea all week. We get in there and she's just, you know, she's a 3-year-old. Like I'm not, you know, punishing her for anything for being like unable to like sit down, but definitely she was having a hard time like listening to me. She was having a hard time having a seat when I say to have a seat. And, you know, whatever, she ended up dropping her bubble tea all over the floor. Y'all, like, I literally am the one who started crying. Like, she didn't even cry, she just stood there, and I started crying. Like, it was just, I just felt like, oh my God, like, here's another thing I have to deal with. It's like when you're having a bad day, and then you're like, the door catches your pocket, and that'd be your last straw. Like that felt like that for me. Like it was definitely giving last straw vibes. But you know, I had to like quickly collect myself because I didn't want her to feel like, you know, I'm like punishing her for spilling something, dropping something. It was truly an accident, even though she could have sat her ass down. It was an accident. So I had to like collect myself. They cleaned it up, whatever. But I was like, let's get out of here, please. Like, let's go home. But I felt like it's just been moments like that for the last 2 weeks. And it just got me reflecting, inevitably, reflecting on the fact that like, damn, like I didn't make this child by myself. And it really sucks that, you know, these issues, these problems feel so singular. And I almost just feel really forced to have the problem singular, because has she seen her dad since we've moved here? Yes. For those of you who are very new, don't know anything about it, like I do not really interact with her father in that way. We are, you know, coming off a 4-year, extremely toxic, super narcissistic relationship, narcissistic on his part relationship, and we just don't see eye to eye on anything. And when you are, you know, I'll say that first in a second, but the point is, you know, for those of you who are new, we don't interact. We've had to go through, by we, I mean me, have had to set many boundaries as I've moved here, as I've broken up with him and broken up with him and broken up with him. I've had to evolve and rearrange many boundaries to really make sure that I'm protecting my peace at all times. And sometimes that has meant like zero contact. So zero contact with me, and then zero contact also with my daughter. The measures you have to go through sometimes as a single mom make you look like you're doing the most or you're doing too much, but it's like, I can guarantee you no mother is hoarding responsibility on purpose. That's what I have been sitting with for the past couple of days, how it's like, it just is so unfair that, you know, I didn't make this child by myself, but yet all the intricacies, all the emotional labor of it is all on me. I say that to say, I've decided to really like save myself this week starting this week, because y'all, like, I just have not been able to handle anything. Like, I'm telling you, I can't focus on doing any of my work. I can't focus on completing sentences. I can't focus on anything. Like, people are talking to me and I'm like, I answer, but I have no idea if I answered them correctly. I just don't have the bandwidth, like, with anyone. And it's stemming from how tired I am. And I know that if I am that tired, and I know that, you know, like, if I'm that tired, it means that not only am I not good for my own daughter, I'm not good for myself. And if I'm not good for myself, nothing is going to get done, right? Like, nothing can actually work out if I don't handle myself first. So I have decided this week I'm going to actually take her up to her dad. Very new, because this is the very first time we're going to be doing like a trade-off, a hand-off, I guess, with her being in a full other state. And like, having to co-parent with a narcissist, like, it's different. It's a different ball game, y'all. Like, just, if you have dealt with a narcissist or someone with narcissistic personality disorder, which is a step above narcissism, like, my heart goes out to you. I really do hope, you know, that you are keeping your peace as best you can and doing what it is that you need to do always for yourself. Because, you know, once you handle yourself, your child is handled. You know, don't let anybody make you feel like you need to put your child first in situations like that, because that's not how it works. But, you know, I say that to say, when someone spends so long, and by someone I mean the narcissist, spends so long playing with your reality, messing with your reality and playing with your intelligence, what it breeds, first and foremost, is a system or an environment of distrust, right? As a mom, the first thing that you want to protect instinctually, obviously, is your child. So when your nervous system registers that person as an attack, like their literal presence, right? As you start to heal, you start to realize, like, you know, oh, like, my stomach shouldn't feel this tight all the time, or, oh, my jaw is clenching every time this person is around me, even though they're not saying anything or literally doing anything outwardly to you. Your whole nervous system feels uncomfortable and unable to rest in front of this person. So that's what I mean when I say, like, your nervous system registers this person as unsafe, right? So if my nervous system is registering literally the father of my child as unsafe, the last thing I want to do is then trust them with the only thing that I have, right? Which is like my child's livelihood. Like, I've been doing this, I've been at this. Like, if I can't trust him with me, it makes it very hard to trust with my daughter. Doesn't mean that I think that he's gonna like do something to her. Absolutely not. Like, I'm sure he loves his daughter. You know, that's his child. But like, raising a child and all it entails is a lot. Like, again, those nuances, those small details it takes or that goes into literally raising that child are all unspoken. There's so many parts of her routine. There's so many, I know which ways, like, you know, even small cries that she makes, or before she cries, I know that she's gonna cry about something. Things like that, that if you don't live with your kid, you don't notice. Like, you wouldn't know any of those things. And, you know, and again, that again breeds this like environment of distrust, because I'm like, if he doesn't know any of that stuff, I'm gonna drop my child over there, and then I'm gonna just have like so much anxiety here because I don't think that he knows what to do. All right, so taking a quick break. The noodles are almost done boiling. The ground beef is done. So what I'm gonna do now is just make the sauce that is supposed to go over the noodles. So we're gonna move back over there and handle that. All right, so for the sauce, we're gonna use sesame oil blend, minced garlic, soy sauce. I'm gonna put crushed pepper flakes in it, and black sesame seed. Then I'm gonna top it off with green onions, or are these scallions? Yeah, scallions. I'm also gonna add a little cumin in there for taste. So, all right, back to my co-parenting rant. So yeah, like it just makes it really difficult to co-parent when the person you're co-parenting with makes you feel unsafe, emotionally unsafe. There are some parts of it that are personal that I have to work through, but I think that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, this is not fully my problem to solve. And I wonder if and when we actually will ever, you know, come to, I don't know, like some sort of like how to solve it, like some sort of solution to how I'm feeling and what has been done, and like the work that needs to take place in order to heal that. So that's exciting to see, I guess. I'm not gonna hold my breath on it or anything though, but I've decided still I'm going to save myself. Like I literally cannot continue on parenting and like doing everything else that I, you know, that goes into that parenting umbrella healthily. Like I cannot do it. So I'm going to send her up there, and I'm a little bit more comfortable sending her up there now rather than like if I were to do this at the top of last year or even the middle of last year, because she's very vocal now. Like she can say I'm hungry. She can say you know, whatever it is that she wants to do. And so it doesn't leave a lot of guessing for him. And I feel like that's where I would be very like concerned. A mom can guess all day, but like a father, not really. And then specifically like a father who's not day-to-day involved. So I think, you know, that's the difference with things there. I'm growing, you know, I'm growing as a woman. I'm growing as a person who's, you know, come out of a really tough situation and who's really like pushed through, pushed past, healed past a lot of stuff. But some things are still really difficult for me, you know? So I wanna like keep transparent about that. It just makes me so sad. Like, damn. This is not how I saw parenting going for myself. This is not how I saw like Stephanie was gonna get pregnant and Stephanie was gonna have a family. And I was, you know, all these shoulda, woulda, couldas. And then when, you know, life events like this happen and I just look, you know, to the left, to the right, and I'm like, damn, like, this ain't it. But it is what it is. And like, I feel like I make the most of it, the best of it. And I have a wonderful life. My daughter has a wonderful life. I never wanna, you know, act like, oh, if you don't have a family, if you don't have a 2-parent household, then you're miserable, your child is miserable. No, like there are some moments that feel a little bit lacking. And that's me personally, because I am a lover girl. I'm a girl who loves to be in love and who loves to be loved. So it is different for me to be like by myself. But I have a cute life. I have a good life. I you know, work really hard. I still provide myself like what I need to provide for myself, and I do the damnedest sure to make sure I provide for her whatever it is that she needs. So yeah, all right, done cutting up the scallions. Now I'm going to get to make the sauce. So first, I'm gonna put the sesame oil seed in here. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I should be measuring, but yeah, no, it's fine. Then I'm gonna put, I think I'm gonna end up using the entire rest of this soy sauce in here. All right, so I'm gonna put about a tablespoon and a half of garlic. I love garlic. You love garlic? I love garlic. Just a little bit more for measure in there. Then I'm gonna put the the crushed red pepper. This is annoying, let me open this side of it. And then some cumin. Lastly, I'm gonna put the black sesame seeds in here. I love these. All right, so I'm just gonna mix that up. I'm walking you guys through how I'm making this, but of course I'm going to put the actual recipe at the bottom. It's a little bit more involved, a little bit of a different flavor, but I knew what flavor I wanted to go for and I kept it pretty simple, so this is what I'm making. So you're welcome to follow along with what I'm doing, or again, I will put the actual recipe in the description box. I don't know, I feel like I needed more sauce, but let's see how it tastes. Regardless, it should be a little spicy. I like spicy, so. Definitely pretty good. Pretty good. I definitely could have put more sauce in it, and it's not as spicy as I thought it would be, but it is pretty good. And something else I wanted to talk about, actually the last thing I'm going to talk about with you guys before I go finish my food, is something that actually happened on my Insta stories a couple days ago. So it have those moments where you wake up and you're like, I am hideous. Like, I don't know what's going on. I do not feel like, you know, I do not feel like I'm looking my best, whatever. And you just cannot get out from under it, right? And so I went and I was like engaging with my community a little bit, and I put it on my stories that I was just feeling ugly, whatever, super down. And I was asking, like, what do y'all do when you're feeling this way? So it was a little bit of a setup, I guess, but I didn't realize it was a setup until the answer started flooding in. And I say it was a setup because I feel like I didn't expect the answers that I was getting. So, I mean, right away, it was like the first 50 people were like, affirmation. I just wake up and I affirm myself. I just journal. I just blah, 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 blah. Shut it up. Y'all are lying. I'm not against affirmations, but what I am against is you denying yourself the space to feel shitty. A happy life doesn't mean that you need to be happy all the time. I think like affirmations club or affirmations community, whatever, affirmations culture can be a bit overboard in having you think that the moment you feel shitty for 1 day, 2 days, even 3 days, something is wrong with you. And I feel like that's not fair. And I feel like I want you, if this is you, to stop doing this to yourself. Because what affirmations, and specifically running to an affirmation right away when you don't feel your best, what it does, in my opinion, is shut down the part of your brain that if you sat with your negative feeling for a bit, that you might be able to think what really is causing you to feel shitty. For example, when I was not feeling my best that day, like I woke up feeling super ugly, feeling super whatever. Did I really think I was ugly? No. Like, the ugly was the manifestation of other things that I really need right now, which is, again, like help with my child, a moment to watch her so that I could go get my nails, my hair, whatever it is done, like some sleep. There were a whole slew of things that were not being handled that affirmations were not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like affirmations can't do none of that for me. Affirmations can put a band-aid over how I'm feeling, right? I could be like, you are not ugly, you are beautiful, you are a strong Black woman, you can handle this, you do. And I could say those things all I want, ad nauseum, right? I could say them all I want, but it's not gonna fix the things that need to be done, that need an action, an act of service from someone else, or maybe from myself, right? If I'm saving myself, in order to stop feeling the way that I'm feeling. So I was really surprised when I saw all those people come at me with like, just do affirmations. Here's a book I read on affirmations. Here's some affirmations I say to myself. And it's like, of course, again, like they meant the very best for me, but I mean the very best for you when I say it's okay to sit in your feelings. And sitting in your feelings brings the better solution than running to affirmations. Affirmations are fine, affirmations are cute, they're good. Do I use affirmations here and there? Sure. But it's definitely not something I rely on. And the way I feel like we're relying on them, especially Black women who tend to take on way more than we're suited or able or should be taken on, it's a form of toxic positivity. So you're literally putting a band-aid over how you feel without being given the space to analyze what is making you feel that way. What can you hand over to somebody else, or what are people in your life not noticing that they need to do for you without you having to ask for it? You know what I mean? So you end up putting all of that on yourself and then really thinking that's okay to then pass to the next Black woman or the next woman, when it's like, no bro, like ask her what does she need. I could have really used the hand that day, you know? But I didn't know to ask for that right away because I didn't have the time, and I wasn't giving myself the time, and I wasn't given the time to think through what really was happening behind me saying verbally, I feel really ugly today. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense, because what I'm really trying to say, guys, is I want us, me included, of course, to really start making more space, intentional space for us to save ourselves. And that really comes with giving yourself a moment to sit in unpleasantry. Like sit in those sad feelings to give yourself time to come to your rescue. So take that load off yourself. I'm learning to take the load off myself. This week it's by allowing myself to co-parent with someone that doesn't necessarily make me feel the safest all the time. But I know that if I am not equipped, if I am not properly restored, then I'm never going to be able to give my child the life, the person, and the aura that I want her to have. So I'm doing this for myself, and I really hope that, you know, in sharing this with you guys, that you pick one thing that you can work on in order to save yourself for this week. All right, so I'm gonna go and finish my lunch. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in, for listening, for sharing your opinions, comments, and whatever else at the bottom. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, if you are new here, welcome. And if you're not, thank you for sticking around.